So our presentation is over the philosophy of mind and Texas's worst mass shooting. My name is Juan.
My name is Ashley.
My name is Greg. Okay, so the purpose of our presentation is to inform the viewers, which is y'all, on different theories in philosophy, and we're going to apply these theories to our criminal case and determine whether he'll be guilty or not. And then we're going to come up with which theory we think is the most plausible and why we think that, and then we're going to raise objections to it and respond to those objections.
All right, so we have chosen as our criminal case the Texas church shooting. And on November 5th, 2017, Devin Patrick Kelly went into a small church in Sutherland Springs, Texas, and he shot and killed 26 people and he injured 20. And a little background information was that he was in the U.S. Air Force, and he was also taken to court with charges of assault to his wife and his kid. And he was not convicted guilty because he died before he could go on trial. And this is known as the worst Texas shooting in Texas history.
So we were randomly selected three theories, and mine was interactive substance dualism. According to Tiller, mind and body are two distinct essences with distinct substances. The mind is indivisible, meaning that you cannot take two individuals, slice their brains, and switch over half of it and have thoughts of each other, of one another in their brains once you seal them up and get them running. The body is divisible in the form that you can have surgery and have your arm cut off, and it's physical opposed to the mind that you cannot see, but we know it's there. So under this theory, Devin Patrick Kelly would have been found guilty, as he did physically drive 35 miles and pick up an assault rifle that his mind told him to, and killed 26 individuals at Churchland.
My theory is physicalism, and physicalism is the belief that everything in the universe is physical and that all things in the universe can be explained by physics. And so physicalists believe that consciousness is really just an illusion of physical properties that were developed over evolution, and that all mental phenomena can be explained in physical terms. And so from this perspective, our suspect would not be guilty because he does not have consciousness to think about his actions and what he's doing, and so there's nothing to tell him what's right from wrong.
All right. And so my theory was the interactionist property dualist, and this is when they believe that mental stages from the brain and interaction with the physical body is where we get our consciousness from, and it is not reducible to matter. And so basically their belief is that the consciousness grows from the brain. And so with this theory, our suspect would be guilty because he would have the consciousness that grows from his brain.
Okay, so we think that the most plausible theory out of these is interactive substance dualism. And the reason we think this is right is because there are properties of the mind that you can't reduce as you can physical things, such as emotions like love and happiness and sadness. You can't reduce those into elements like you can physical things such as water into hydrogen and oxygen atoms.
And then the second one is morality. So with a consciousness comes morality, and morality is what tells us right from wrong. So if we were to think of killing someone, our consciousness would tell us no, that's not right. So we would not have the ability to kill anyone.
So the first objection to our plausible theory would be the problem of unconsciousness by Surreal. This theory argues that people can still be functioning without unconsciousness. But for example, somebody that's driving can claim that they zoned out and have no idea how they got to their destination. But in our reality, that's not true, because you would have gotten in an accident if your mind and body didn't interact. And the logical response would be that unexplainable behavior produced by the body would not be possible if you did not have consciousness.
All right, and the second objection to this theory is the mind-body problem, which is for all dualists, and that is the problem of how the mind can interact with the body if they're different, if one is physical and one is not physical. And so what I say is that if interactive substance dualist believes that there's a God that created these two substances and created them to interact with each other, and if he created the whole universe and all knowledge in the universe, then he can create these two things to interact with each other, and it can be above our explanation or our knowledge.
And the third objection is the problem of other minds. So how can I know that everyone else has a mind like I do? So if another human were to not have a conscious mind, then they would not have the ability to feel emotion. Therefore, they would not be able to feel guilt, remorse, or sadness. So the person probably wouldn't feel guilty about killing someone, which would lead to them not killing anyone. Would lead to them to kill someone because they wouldn't have the feeling of guilt or remorse. So with a consciousness, we would have the guilt and remorse, and we would not be able to kill someone.
So why is this important? If we weren't interactive substance dualists, Devin Patrick Kelly would have been found not guilty, and he would have been allowed to kill because he would have been found not guilty. This is he wouldn't feel any remorse for killing, so he would just keep killing. And I myself am a substance dualist. Interactive substance dualist. I believe that the mind and body do interact. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to a phone, and my hands wouldn't be. I wouldn't be moving my hands and portraying everything that's on the monitor if my mind and body did not interact.
So, in conclusion, Devin Patrick would be found guilty.
And here are the references we use throughout our presentation. We use articles from Paul Churchland, John Searle, and from our professor, Tiller. We use some of his notes. Thank you.
Thank you.